Hey, good morning, guys. It's Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and this is the Daily One Command. And I just want to first say welcome. Thank you for joining me. We've been doing these Daily One Command statements and meditations for about the last, 5 months now. And I have to say that this has been a big part of my personal journey. And I think with anything where you have the chance to have a practice and you get to focus on it, you commit to it, you focus on it, and you take time to really reflect on it, then that's where your growth happens. And I've been teaching this method, the One Command, since about 2006, and I am literally still learning about the power of the 6 steps of the One Command, where we go from ordinary consciousness through this very simple process, where we go from ordinary consciousness in the beta brain, where we begin to actively and intentionally lower our brainwave into these different levels, going through alpha to theta into gamma, delta, where we are able to do this with an intention to create a massive change in your life. Now, for those who are new to the channel, I do have a lot of videos about the One Command, but I also do have my own website, and I'm going to be sure and put that link right here, right now. Good morning, everybody who's coming on. And there, if you join the free community, I have got a free PDF of the original One Command book by Asara Lovejoy, who's the author of the One Command, in the archives, along with tons of teaching and all of the videos of the Daily One Command and audios stored in one place so that you can find it. And I also have there all of the past commanding wealth circles, where I worked with people individually in a circle to help them format a command. And these are just kind of put out there. I don't really have them edited as far as what topic was there, but in entering the circle, you will immediately feel a shift in your own consciousness. And even though you weren't part of that live group, you will definitely get a benefit out of being part of that circle and consciousness. So I want to be sure and invite you, if you haven't yet, to join the free community. Okay, thank you for joining. And if you are watching by here in, where's my link? I'm looking for my banners. If you are watching on Facebook or Instagram, be sure and like the StreamYard app, which is in the description of this video, so that I can see your questions and comments. I definitely want to see those and be able to respond to them. If you're watching on YouTube, then you can just comment and I'll see it right away. Okay, so let's get into it. This week, we are talking about finding your vision. We're going to do all 4 parts on this one idea of finding your vision. You know, we often hear that biblical quote that without a vision, a people perish. And this is true. We have to have a vision in order to, kind of be our guiding light and our North Star in our life. But also, when we find that vision for what it is that we want to do, we can see the pathway, we see ourselves doing it. When we connect into that vision, the map and the blueprint also naturally arrive. Now, what stops a lot of people in seeking vision, one, there's some basic skills that they need. Yesterday, we talked about that in order to have a vision, it has to be something that you truly care about. A lot of times people are like, yeah, I want to get into this phase of business. I see people might be making money in drop shipping or affiliate marketing, or hey, I wanted to try that coaching thing. That looks good. I want to see that because that looks like that might be a way to make good money. And it's an excellent way to make money. But if it's not something that you care about, you don't truly care about, you don't see the value, you're not actually going to follow through with it. You can learn all of it, you can get the big picture, but you won't take action because there'll be a basic disconnect between what you see and who you are. Okay. And how can we fill in that gap where you go, well, there's something in me that's greater that wants to express. And I keep getting these ideas, I keep getting these feelings, and I keep getting my intuition is guiding me, but I can't see how to do it. Well, a lot of times, what stops you from getting the vision and how to do it, how to make it happen, is you are not aligned to the why. You're not aligned to the why. You can, hey, there's plenty of blueprints, millions of books. You don't even have to go to college anymore to learn most of this stuff, right? There's plenty of how. But if you don't have a strong enough why, it won't happen because it won't matter to you. Because when you're doing it, and we're pursuing something, there's the goal itself, right? We go, yeah, I want to make this much money so I can go do this stuff so I can be free, right? But that's really not enough. You've got to say, I want to be free to the degree that I am able to create freedom for other people. And that becomes a mission. Do you see the difference? And it's going to come from who you are. It's not enough to say, I'm going to just reject it. I don't like it. How do I get out of this job and build myself a cushy nest? That's really not going to be enough for you. You won't be able to be motivated because there's the goal. The prize is, that we keep our eye on is those KPIs, right? Those key, what is it? Oh, key point indicators, right? Like, yeah, we're right there. And yeah, we're doing the steps, we're doing the thing. But then you get there, and why aren't you happy? Because it's not really anything that you cared about or matter. Part of pursuing the goal is the growth in the lessons. It's breaking through your limitations. It's finding out um, what truly matters to you. It's healing for you and healing for other people. Okay, so if you're struggling with, I want to do something, I know I got to do something, I got to get out of here, understand that a lot of people are in pain and suffering too. And in order to maybe find your vision on how to make your big change, it's not just how do I get out of here? What is my vision for the world? So you got to tune into that grander vision. Okay? You got to get out of that survival thinking because survival thinking is the lower level of thinking. So, how can we tap into that idea greater than ourselves? Well, in the 6 steps of the one command, it's literally built into the 6 steps, and we're going to share that in a moment. Okay, so that's just reiterating on what we covered yesterday and going a little deeper. So, when we're seeking vision and we know our why, and then it's a idea greater than itself that serves more good in its fulfillment. I mean, that's just powerful in itself. When I work with my clients one on one, I make sure that we are always aligning to something greater, but also something personal, something just for you that's meaningful to you. And so, a big motivator, like when I finally said, I am done with working in apartments, I've got this skill set. I've got this call on my heart. I just want to be with people and help however I can. My big motivator was that I was a new grandmother. And my daughter and grandbaby had moved up to Washington State after being with me for 6 months. And I didn't mind mom that mom needed to go back and be with her boyfriend and work that out. That's fine. I understand. And I know mom had a good a job opportunity there, which turned out to be a big turning point in her life. I'm really happy about that. I just didn't understand why she had to take that baby with her. I mean, that Maddie girl, that's my heart. Maddie, by the way, has turned 17 this year. But my one thing was not just I want to be with that baby because she's my baby. It was I don't want to be a visitor in my grandchild's life. I went and visited my grandma and, you know, stand in the kitchen, report how things were at school, and then go be in the living room and be quiet so I don't interrupt my mom having her visit with her mother. That was visiting my grandma. I didn't really get to make friends with my grandma until I was 18, and I missed out on so many wonderful experiences. And I'm so lucky that I got to become friends with my grandma and spend a lot of time with her in my adult years. We got really close. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want Maddie to wait till she was that old. I wanted to be an influence and be in her life. I wanted to be able to love her and be of service to her. And I wanted to have those moments of playing with her when she was little. That's the little selfish part, right? And I'm so blessed that I got to be in a creative business that I was free to do that. I was able to move to Washington State and do that. So when you think about your vision and that big vision and the thing that is the little thing, right? That little moment. First, let's just think about what is that greater good that you want to accomplish. Like the fulfillment of your desire, the fulfillment of your vision. How will that serve an idea greater than itself? And just take a moment and think about that. You might even write that down. And then you might think, but what is the personal mission there? What is the personal mission? Okay, so let me get over here. Doing this a little differently. Who's on here? Good morning, Mr. David. And good morning, Lenora. And I see we've got some other folks on the TOC Money Mindset. Pardon me, I'm going to take a little sip, and I hope you can understand me. I have to have the air on today because I turned it off yesterday, and it was so muggy. And my hair is literally wet, even though I washed and blow dried it this morning because it's so muggy. Okay, so we're talking about vision, and we're just holding the idea on this that one's vision is not a roadmap but a compass, meaning it is going to direct you. Okay, and so it may not tell you exactly each step by step, but you are going to know where the big bends in the road are. You're going to start getting clarity, but it will also direct you, and a lot of times that compass will pull you. Okay, so that's the idea behind this. With the 6 steps of the one command, we start with the one command statement itself. I don't know how and then state your command. I only know it so now, and I am fulfilled. I want to give you some ideas about a command, but what comes up for you when you say, I want a vision, or you know, I want to get a vision, but there's something stopping you. What is stopping you maybe from either getting the vision or two, acting upon it? What is stopping you from getting the vision and two, acting upon it? Because it's pretty easy to see, but a lot of times it's hard to act upon it. That's a belief that is blocking both of those. So if we don't have a clear vision, you could say, I don't know how I have a clear vision about living my purpose or fulfilling my mission on earth, right? I don't know how I have a clear vision about fulfilling my mission on earth. I only know I do now and I am fulfilled. Or if you have something stopping you, you go, yeah, I mean, I could just see myself writing a book. I could see myself speaking. I could see myself starting a business. Oh my gosh, I see those travel videos and I could just see myself living a life on the road. And I can see that. And I could see having amazing conversations with people, whatever that is. You have that conversation with yourself, with your friends, with your family. You pray about it, you meditate on it. But what stops you? So whatever it is that's stopping you, you can do a command for it. So if you could say, well, I don't know how, if it's a belief about money, knowledge, relationships, capacity, you can command on it. When you make your command, that unlocks that potential in you. You are directing your whole mind to come up with the right solution. Okay? So let's say, hey, I have a vision to end homelessness, but I don't know how. I'm not a person of influence. Well, I don't know how I have the influence. I don't know how, like right now, I am very interested in our legal rights, very interested, and I'm not an attorney, but I'm getting a clear download. So I might say, well, I don't know how I am tuned into the right community and the right sources, and um, I have influence there. I only know I have the power to make change now. Oh, that's one. We might not believe we have the power to make change. I don't know how I have the power to make change. Do you see how simple the one command is? If you believe that you don't have something or that you can't, you simply believe that you can. Who's resonating with this? Is this making sense? Okay. So, very often in our vision, now, why are we talking about all this? Very often, we think about that big picture that we're looking for, right? That maybe it's raising up out of us. But we forget that we are the lens. We are the lens. We are the ones seeing it. And based on who we believe we are and our capability, our rights and privileges, our conditioning, it will limit that view. And that's why the minute you hit a limiting belief or a fear or a doubt, you use the one command to counteract it. There's a, I listened to, let me see if I may have to just share it on the phone here because I was listening to a wonderful talk. I think it was Robert Russell. And he was talking about, he's one of the old timey, prosperity teachers. And he was talking about our connection to source. And they use a lot of Bible talk. But he said something that really caught my attention. And he was talking about how there's this divine source, right? And it comes from Creator. And he showed it like rays of light. And that's how we kind of experience it, right? I think that's, we kind of tend to feel our good coming from above. And what he said is it's benign, it's divine, but it's neither good nor evil. It is like this divine creative force. And I'm paraphrasing here. But he said, based on your thoughts, will determine what is manifested when that source meets your consciousness through your thoughts. Okay? And the analogy he gave was if we were to think about color, and divine source would be the color yellow, right? Well, if you get yellow meets your red mind, it is going to produce orange thoughts. If that yellow divine light meets your blue mind, it's going to create green thoughts. That was the simplest analogy that I have ever heard, that it just clicked. And really of what happens of when we are taking in this information and what happens with our thoughts. Our thoughts become our words become our actions become our habits become our character becomes our destiny. And so, how are you meeting that great potential? From what standpoint? From what filter? And if you're noticing that what you're creating in your life and what you're seeing and imagining, which we're going to give some hints about that tomorrow, why your imagination is so important. If you're imagining terrible things and your mind replays all the hurts and the loss and the wrongs and depression and deprivation and struggle and fear. What is that? How is that light going to meet your mind of your potential? What's going to be manifested? Are you willing to let go of some of those beliefs and those ideas and those stories? And all you have to do once is be willing. And once you're willing, then the commitment will follow that. Okay? So let's come back to the command. Lenore's saying that's interesting. Yeah, I love that color analogy too. And thank you, Donna. Hi, everyone. I need to hear this today. I appreciate you too. So, what in you is meeting that vision? Are you meeting it in confidence and open potential? And are you meeting it in love? Are you meeting it in fear, lack? Are you meeting it in shame? And guess what? There's no judgment either way. Please don't make yourself wrong or punish yourself or be critical of yourself because you have become aware of your programming and conditioning. There are many, many, many forces right now that are invested in your fear and invested in your belief about your lack of ability, lack of capability. It's invested in convincing you that you do not have rights as a divine creator. But there is something in you that knows the truth, and it knocks at your heart every day. And it makes you uncomfortable and it wakes you up. We're meeting that part of you that knows the truth. Enjoy. So, you may not know what your vision is. You may be starting to get an idea about what you care about. You may be starting to realize that, hey, if you're going through a struggle, other people are going through a struggle. And as you find your path to freedom, other people can find that path too. That your healing is the healing for the world. Let's do our commands. I want to just invite you first to ground, feel your connection to source. And feel your connection to the earth. And that creative life force energy. Just relax into your body, settle into your hips. Yep, just slide down, right down into your hips. Sometimes I tell people it's almost like slipping into a pair of footy pajamas. Because when we're in our mental body, we're halfway out of our body energetically. We're all up in our head. So just let your energy body slip down into your body and be safe and supported as you bring your attention to your heart and you align to the good that's in you, that greater good in you that's just waiting to express. As you align to your desire. And now with your eyes closed, very lightly, just roll your eyes up as if you are trying to look up to the top of your head. Don't strain. Just roll your eyes up with your eyes closed. And just picture, visualize, or imagine that you are traveling up a pole of light. This is your connection to Source. That you're floating up, up, up above your body, above the earth, to the outer edges of the galaxy, to the outer edges of the universe. And as we come to the velvety black void of space, in the distance, you may become aware of a teeny pinprick of light. Head towards that. And instantly, you break through the darkness into the light, the pure, open potential. And we're going to state our first command. I don't know how I have a clear vision and know my purpose. I only know I do now and I am fulfilled. That sounds backwards, doesn't it? So we're going to flip it. I don't know how I am crystal clear on my purpose and my vision is even clearer. I only know it's so now and I am fulfilled. Just let that go. You can let your eyes relax. Let that expand out to an idea even greater that serves more good in its fulfillment. And I don't know how I am a clear channel, a clear vessel to receive inspiration and guidance. I only know I am meeting that greater intelligence, that divine inspiration with an open heart and an open mind now, and I am fulfilled. And now we're just going to let all that go. We're going to let that expand out to an idea even greater. Now, you may have a personal belief or something that needs to get resolved. You can make your own command now in this open, expansive place. When we expand, we're commanding our mind to expand our consciousness. So I don't know how and state your personal command. I only know it's so now and I am fulfilled. And right now, just feel yourself coming back down into your body, coming into your ordinary awareness. And you're bringing in this greater understanding, this new knowledge. And guess what else comes with it? All the skills, attributes, and abilities. We're just going to download directly into you and just be in the state of gratitude and appreciation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you're receiving this greater understanding, this new state of being, as this arrives, just let those old ideas, those fears, those limitations, all the ways that you have been conditioned to deny your good, to deny your purpose, to deny your right as a divine being. We're going to let that just unwind. And we're just going to allow these new ideas to integrate. Just rewind. We're literally speaking to your master DNA strand as it's unwinding and rewinding. And what's contained in this master DNA strand as it's unwinding and rewinding, keep your eyes closed. What surrounds the master DNA strand is the morphogenic field. And the morphogenic field contains our history, everything we've ever seen, heard, or experienced as the collective, and our family programming is there in that morphogenic field. As that DNA unwinds and rewinds, those old stories, those old oaths and vows and old laws that we were subject to in the past that bound our ancestors, that created all that pain and suffering in our family system, is actually releasing. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And what's rewinding is your new potential. Check in with your heart. Tune in with your heart. When you think about your vision and what may be limiting your vision, what awareness do you have now? What has been stopping you up until now from acting upon that vision? We always encourage everybody to keep a journal of your commands. And I do provide some action sheets, and it's in the description. So you can download those for free. There's no opt in, you just click on, and there's the document right there. Keep note, because you're going to be amazed that even as you're writing out your commands and your awareness of there, you're going to start seeing almost like messages to yourself. It's incredible. But we really want to use writing because it's how you communicate with your whole brain. And what do we say? That seventh step is inspired action. So be ready for that idea, that inspiration or opportunity. And so often it just comes out of the blue. More synchronicities are going to happen. Um, you're going to just start finding yourself being more open and curious as you're meeting the world. So give yourself permission right now to take action when you get the message on what the next step is. Yeah, I give myself permission to take action right now. Okay, my love, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I think we're going to call this week the Damp Chronicles because it's going to be a muggy week. But thank you so much. I would love to get your feedback, any questions you have about this topic. Um, I would love to get your take on some of the things that we're talking about too. We're having a conversation, guys, and I really want to know what you think about this, and maybe what your new awareness is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and we're going to talk more about this the rest of the week. And so we're going to go deep. So buckle up, okay? All right, my love. Until next time, this is Catherine Perry, the Big Vision Coach, and I Witness Your Mastery. Bye bye, everybody.